podcast with yours truly, Nicole and Sweeney. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I hope that you are enjoying the summer and doing some fun activities because it seems like the summer is about to end. I have been up to some exciting things that I want to share with you all. So, I previously announced that I will be releasing my second fiction novel and a 60-day devotional. And that time has officially come. On Saturday, August the 5th, 2023, I will be hosting a book launch party and a chapter reading. It will be located at 120 Evergreen Place in East Orange, New Jersey, at the Ramada by Wyndham. Now, this book launch party is going to be exciting. It will actually be at 11 a.m. Those that attend, you will receive a free giveaway. You'll get a picture with yours truly, your favorite author, Nicole and Sweeney, and you will be giving to an amazing cause. This time around, I decided to give a portion of my proceeds to the East Orange Public Library. And I want you guys to be able to be a part of this great cause with me and support the East Orange Library. So, if you are in the area, plan to attend again Saturday, August the 5th, 2023 at 11 a.m. I'm so excited about my second fiction novel as well as this 60-day devotional because it tells a powerful story. It's not only a powerful story, but it is very transformative, and I'm sure you can relate to it. So you definitely want to come to my book launch party and just be a part of a great cause and have a good time. Again, it's from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. and it's August the 5th, 2023 at the Ramada by Wyndham in East Orange, New Jersey. You can check out my website for further information. Today's podcast episode is entitled Healing Comes at a Cost. Healing comes at a cost. There were 4 steps that I continued to miss that I wasn't implementing in my own life that really didn't cause me to really heal. And ever since I've been on this journey with writing and sharing my story, it has allowed me to take a look at my own healing process and what it was that I was missing all along. And the two things that I concluded was that it comes at a cost and it is not an easy process. It will cost you your comfort, it will even cost you some relationships, and it will cost you sacrifice. And although it comes at a cost, the reward on the other side is beautiful. And you get an opportunity to invest in yourself. And what better way to invest into something and be a better version of yourself, not only for yourself, but your family, your children, your work environment, for the world, right? And so investing in yourself is so very important. So today's episode, I'm going to actually share with you the 4 steps that I personally missed when it came to transformative healing. The first step that I missed was that I did not know any of my triggers. So for those of you who may not be familiar with the word trigger, I'm going to explain to you what a trigger is. So, a trigger is a stimulus that causes you a painful memory that may have happened to you in the past. And we all have triggers. If you are a human being living on God's green earth, you have a trigger. And so with this step, I wasn't understanding what my triggers were. I didn't know what my triggers were. I were not aware of them. So one of the ways that helps me to understand what my triggers were is that I spent a lot of time alone. I know that's so hard when we live in a world where we are constantly surrounded by people, whether it's at home or at work or even, just going out and about. But I was very intentional about spending time alone. It wasn't always easy. It was, again, something that was outside of my comfort zone, but it was something I knew I had to do. I had to become aware of the things that would get me upset, the things that would make me sad, the things that would make me angry, the things that would disappoint me, the things that made me joyful, the things that made me happy. I had to make sure I spent time alone to become aware of my triggers. So that was one of the first steps that I missed to transformative healing. The second step I actually missed was I did not know how to communicate how I felt. It would frustrate me so many times and on so many different occasions where things would happen to me, but I just wasn't able to communicate all that I had been feeling. I knew I was feeling something. I knew that I had a thought about a particular experience or a scenario, but I just couldn't put it into words. I couldn't really understand what I was feeling because I didn't know how to describe them. And I think one of the most powerful ways to transform and really begin your healing process is to be able to communicate, adding language to how you feel. And so one of the things I believed helped me in my process with not missing this step anymore was I just began to write. I would journal. I would write out how I felt after a particular situation. And again, this doesn't always have to be in the negative, but this can be in the positive because I think it's important to be able to adequately communicate your feelings overall. So I would journal, I would write, and I encourage you to do the same. Even if it's just one word, such as sad or happy or anxious. How many of us felt anxious throughout the day? And that particular feeling is very hard to put into words because you're feeling all these different emotions and you can't really describe what it actually is. And so anxious is a good word to utilize to be able to describe a feeling that you're having, right? And so even if it's on your phone, we're always utilizing our cell phones for everything. And so what I typically do is I will go to the note section of my phone and just write out whatever it is that I'm feeling. Again, it only has to be one word, one step at a time. Another thing that I think is important when you are writing out whatever your words are when it comes to the feelings that you're having, do some research on that particular feeling. Now, there is so much information out here. I think it's important for you to use wisdom and discernment on what's good information and what's negative or bad information. You want to make sure that you are researching things that are going to feed into your healing and not the destruction of your hurt, right? So find, an expert or someone who is a credible resource when it comes to a particular topic in the area that you're trying to grow in, i.e., a feeling, right? So if you're feeling anxiety or if you're feeling, sadness or depression, do some research on that. Of course, you want to run this by a professional, but there is good information out there that can help you process and describe the feelings that you're having. The third step that I missed to transformative healing was that I didn't really have anyone to talk to. And what I mean by I didn't have anyone to talk to, I didn't have a professional. I didn't have a therapist at the time. And I was having all these feelings, and I just didn't have anyone with an unbiased opinion, someone who did not know any of, the experiences that I was having or anyone that I was having these experiences with to be able to give me unbiased feedback. And so, what did your girl Nicole and Sweeney do? I put myself in therapy. Yes, I currently have a therapist. As much as people may shame or may not even know what the process is with having a therapist, it is a healthy choice. In fact, it was one of the best decisions I have ever made in my entire life to go to therapy. Therapists have a very unique role in that they are able to pick up on things that you yourself may not even know how to do. They can give you, opportunities to talk freely. In my sessions, I can go on and on and on and on without any without any interruptions of how I'm feeling or someone else, overpowering the conversation when I just want to share how I'm feeling in that moment. Therapists specialize in those types of conversations. And I have said this before. Having a therapist is like having a conversation with someone. There's nothing negative about someone walking you through how you're feeling and even giving you pointers on how to deal with those feelings. And so I truly encourage you, if you have not seen a therapist, I truly encourage you to seek one out and go speak to someone on a regular basis. Let me tell you guys, it was one of the best investments I have done for myself. And another thing, I think it's important for us to be very self aware of who we are and our personhood. It's one thing to be ignorant, but it's one thing to be ignorant about who you are as a person, as a woman, as a man. It's important to learn yourself, right? Because we grow up in a society that will tell you who you are, and oftentimes it's not the truth. And so it would behoove you to not learn who you are and to go to therapy and take these steps. And so I truly, truly encourage you to learn who you are and get a better understanding of why you do the things that you do. And the fourth step that I actually missed to transformative healing was that I didn't know what to do with my feelings. I would literally just sit in my feelings. I would loathe in my feelings. I would just sulk in my feelings. Sometimes I would go as far as to having my own personal pity parties. But I found a technique that I was able to come out of those feelings and feel better about myself, right? So, what I would do is, I mentioned it earlier, I would write. Of course, for those who are religious, and I'm not enforcing any of these steps on anyone, I'm just telling you what worked for me. Prayer is very, very important. Staying connected to a religious outlet, being able to do fun things that make me feel joyful and happy and excited and just hopeful about life. I had to really tap into those outlets. I wasn't doing that before, which prolonged my healing process. And I couldn't understand for the life of me why I continued to have these cycles of feelings of sadness and feelings of disappointment and hurt and anger and frustration for long periods of time. And it was because I was missing these steps or I wasn't implementing these steps. So I really, really encourage you to write, to pray, even cry. Crying, I have learned, is cleansing for the soul. Some of us don't like to cry. Actually, none of us. Who likes to cry sad tears? But they do help you process and just get it out. It allows you to flush out the feelings that you're having. And so I want to encourage you guys to truly take these 4 steps. You cannot bypass any of these steps. You have to walk the steps one by one. And you just can't stop once you feel good, right? Because life is like a cycle. It's like a cycle of emotions. You feel good one day and you feel down another. And so having these tools and having walked them in my own personal journey really helped me get to a place where I know what to do now when I am experiencing negative feelings or negative thought processes, or if I've had a negative experience with someone and I felt like my feelings were hurt, or if I'm just overall disappointed by an expectation that I had that was not met. I have these tools in my toolbox to be able to get to that place of transformative healing. And I want that for you. I want you to be able to get to a place in your own personal journey where your healing is transformative and is not stuck in this rut where it's a continuous cycle of sad feelings, happy feelings, sad feelings, happy feelings. I want you to be able to consistently pull out these tools when moments in life get tough. And it's hard not to experience feelings. That's how God designed us with emotions. They are an indicator for what's going on around us, whether happy or sad. And so God wants us to be able to self soothe and really learn about who we are and take the steps to true healing. Because if one person heals, that means you'll interact with someone who hopefully will see the healing in you that will make them want to heal themselves. And so I encourage you to take these steps consistently. Thank you guys so much for watching today's podcast episode entitled The Steps, 4 Steps That Were Missed to Transformative Healing. If you are in the metropolitan area, I would hope for you guys to come to my book launch party. There will be a chapter reading. You'll get a picture with your favorite author, and you are giving to a great cause. Again, August the 5th at the Ramada by Wyndham in East Orange, New Jersey at 11 a.m. All right, guys, enjoy the rest of your day, and thank you so much for tuning in. We'll talk soon. And remember that God is proud of you.